afternoon. This is a news update on Dominion Television, Ibadan. I'm Oluwayemi Adelakun. President Bola Tinubu has approved the cancellation of a substantial portion of the debt owed by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, to the Federation account, wiping off about $1.42 billion and 5.57 trillion naira after a reconciliation of records between both parties. This is contained in a document prepared by the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission and presented at the November meeting of the Federation Account Allocation Committee, detailing that the presidency had now approved that most of those balances be removed from the Federation's books. Meanwhile, the NUPRC confirmed the implementation of the directive in the Federation account, noting that the Commission has passed the appropriate accounting entries as approved. The federal government has said its concerted effort and international collaboration in tackling terrorism would have no negative effect on the overall economy. Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, in a statement, said the country's security operations were designed to strengthen security rather than create uncertainty in financial investment cycles. Edun spoke against the background of concerns in some quarters on the joint security operation conducted by Nigeria and the United States against identified terrorist element in Sokoto, said it believes the actions have the potential to reinforce investor confidence and economic growth. The Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors, NARD, has warned that the country may soon face another nationwide shutdown of medical services following the federal government failure to honor a memorandum of understanding previously signed with the association. In an urgent appeal to senior medical professionals and respected elders posted on X, NARD Secretary General Dr. Shuaibu Ibrahim cautioned that the nation was on the brink of a total and indefinite comprehensive strike, and that strike could be the inevitable result of the Federal Ministry of Health and the federal government ignoring multiple deadlines for implementing the MOU signed with resident doctors. He added that under the earlier agreement, the government committed to meeting NARD's demands within 4 weeks. The association, however, warned that it would resume a total, indefinite and comprehensive strike if the federal government failed to implement the agreed demands within the stipulated 4 weeks. The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Nyesom Wike, has warned that joining the All Progressives Congress, APC, openly professing loyalty to President Bola Tinubu does not automatically guarantee a second-term ticket. Wike issued the warning while addressing supporters during a political engagement in MOA local government area of Rivers State as part of his ongoing consultations across the state. The former Rivers State governor cautioned that merely declaring support for President Tinubu, especially after the 2023 elections, should not be mistaken for an automatic pathway to re-election. Wike insisted that politics must be guided by a clearly defined agreement, adding the promises made must be honored, noting that loyalty without structure or commitment carries no guarantees. The special advisor on media to the Oyo State Governor, Dr. Sulaiman Olarewaju, has dismissed claims by former Ekiti State Governor Ayodele Fayose that Governor Seyi Makinde received 50 billion naira from the federal government, describing the allegation as false and misleading. Olarewaju said the federal government disbursed 30 billion naira and not 50 billion to Oyo State, noting that this explains why Fayose was unable to provide evidence of payment when challenged. The media aide explained that the remaining 20 billion naira was not assessed due to issues surrounding demands for inducement, which Governor Makinde refused, leading to the withholding of the balance, linking the allegations to political tensions, following Governor Makinde's recent declaration that he would not support President Bola Tinubu's re-election in 2027. Ibadan was filled with pride in Yoruba-rich history and heritage as royal fathers, scholars and cultural enthusiasts gathered to celebrate the 15th anniversary of the Itan Yoruba initiative, founded by Chief Laji Abbas, the Ààrẹ Òpìtàn of Ibadan, at the Ogunlesi Hall opposite the University College Hospital, UCH, Ibadan. Among the dignitaries present were the Aláàfin of Ọ̀yọ́, His Imperial Majesty Ọba Abímbọ́lá Akeem Uwade I, representative of Oba Rashidi Adewolu Ladoja, the Olubadan of Ibadan, among other royal fathers from far and near. A major highlight of the event was an address by His Imperial Majesty Oba Bimbola Akeem Uwade I, who emphasized the indispensable role of history in sustaining people's identity.
I'm glad to be here today, being the fact that I'm the custodian of culture and tradition. So being here today, I came to make a good addition by making the event to be colorful and to reinforce what Chief Laji Abbas has been saying. I know quite all right that he's been saying the real story, history, is making the history, is going in the right direction without putting any blemishes of falsehood or whatever. So I'm glad to be here today, and I strongly believe that what he's doing is the best for the entire Yoruba.
At the center of the celebration was Chief Laji Abbas, who said he has devoted himself to documenting oral traditions, verifying royal genealogies and preserving narratives that form the core of the Yoruba experience for a decade and a half.
Today is the day in the history of Yoruba land. It clocked 15 years I started in Yoruba.
Beyond ceremonial recognition, discussions also emphasized the need for vigilance against historical erasure and distortion.
Because I've been working with him for a very long time. For the past, I can say 14 years, if I could not say 15 years, I could say 14 years, been working together. He's a father to me. But I thank God for where he is today and where we are still heading to.
I came here to witness and celebrate my dear brother, my boss, for the celebration of 15 years of Itan Yoruba on air. Being the first person ever on air that will be talking about history, real history, not all these fables. And he is celebrating his 15 years anniversary today. That's why I'm here, to celebrate with him.
He has been a great man, and I have known him from childhood. And I pray God should continue to be with him.
The anniversary served not only as a tribute to Chief Laji Abbas' work, but also as a reaffirmation of the mission of Itan Yoruba. On the foreign scene, voting in the Central African Republic's national elections is underway smoothly in many places, with local observers reporting no major disturbances at polling stations. Election observer Jean Oriel Ngor-Benon confirmed that the representatives of the parties, those of candidate as well as the president and his team, behaved very well at the polling station. Roughly 2.3 million voters are casting ballots for president, legislators and local offices, with provisional result expected by early January in an election where incumbent President Faustin Archange Touadera is seeking a controversial third term after a constitutional change removed presidential term limits. Thailand and Cambodia are making plans to rebuild mutual trust and gradually consolidate a ceasefire after weeks of border clashes that killed at least 101 people and displaced more than 500,000, following talks in southwestern China. Beijing said in a communique which the two countries that Thailand and Cambodia's top diplomat traveled to the Chinese province of Yunnan for trilateral talks with Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi to discuss the border situation on Sunday and Monday. Minister Wang, at the meeting which had Thai and Cambodia defense officials in attendance, called the ceasefire ad one and urged the two nations not to abandon it halfway or allow fighting to resume. Mexican authorities in a recent statement said at least 13 people were killed after an interoceanic train carrying 250 people derailed in the southern state of Oaxaca. President Claudia Sheinbaum said on X that 5 of the 98 injured were in critical condition, adding that senior officials had been dispatched to the site to assist the families of those killed. The governor of Oaxaca, Salomon Jara Cruz, expressed condolences to the families of those killed in the accident and said state authorities were coordinating with federal agencies to assist those affected. Likewise, Mexico's Attorney General Ernestina Godoy Ramos added in a social media post that he has already opened an investigation into the incident. Talking sports, the final round of group stage matches at the Total Energies CAF Africa Cup of Nations Morocco 2025 begins today, with qualifications still open for most teams as the race for the knockout stage intensifies. According to the Confederation of African Football, only 3 teams, Egypt, Nigeria and Algeria, have secured places in the round of 16 after winning their first 2 matches, leaving the remaining slot to be decided over the final set of group fixtures. CAF stated that the closing matches would determine not only the top 2 teams in each group who qualify automatically, but also the best third-place teams who can advance to the knockout phase. CAF noted that today's matches will be played simultaneously in each group to heighten the stakes. You can visit our website on www.dominion.org.ng to watch us live and interact with us. You can also follow us across our social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and LinkedIn at Dominion Broadcast and X at Dominion Cast. And that ends the news update at 12 on Dominion Television. I'm Oluwayemi Adela saying thank you for watching and good afternoon.